Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at Yarnspirations.com. Today we're going to work on the Mellow Bargello Crochet Pillow. Say that 3 times fast. So what we got today is a really big pillow. I'm going to show you how to reduce the size of this pillow using the same yarn, but I'm going to switch down to a size N as in Norman 10mm crochet hook. You can use what is suggested as a 16mm size Q. So what this is a one-piece unit that has crocheted and then it's over top and then just sealed at the bottom so that's brought around, and then the sides are then sewn together. So what I'm going to be doing today is showing you how to work this. This is using the new Bernat ColorWhirl. Have you seen it yet? Well, hang on, I'll show you first. So this here is the new Bernat ColorWhirl. This is already a partially used ball, so it's a little bit bigger than this one and you get it. So what you're going to see, it creates this marled kind of look in the project and it's really kind of neat. It reminds me a lot of really specialty socks and it feels really quite soft as well. So it really does lend itself to really playing a thick color kind of idea on your particular pillow that you're going to do. You can also use this for Afghans and more. And there's also some free patterns available on the labels itself. So this is Bernat ColorWhirl. And we're gonna get started on the chart first. I'm gonna just take you through that real quick, and then once you understand how this works together, it's really simple. It's a matter of 2 rows that equals up 1 color, and then all you're just going to do is that you're not going to trim at the end. You're just gonna carry it up, so when you go to sew your pillow together you tuck it on the inside and therefore you don't have to deal with any of these loose ends as you see. So let's look back at the chart and see what we're gonna get ourselves into today. So as we start today's project, you're going to notice that the bottom section here jets down and the top section just jumps up. So where it jumps up, when it comes around you are going to puzzle them together and they match each other like so. So you just actually gonna crochet the entire perimeter. Now if you were doing the big pillow like it's suggesting, it's a 24-inch pillow, then what's gonna happen is you're gonna want to do 48 inches of this and then fold it up and then sew it right there and then sew up your edges to bring those to a conclusion at the end and make sure you tuck in your loose ends. So the smaller size pillows you can just wrap it around an existing pillow, get to the dimension that you want, and when you're ready you just whip stitch it together. So let's take a look at the diagram now. So the first chain is actually really quite unusual and it's a long chain first, and then the way that we crochet the second part coming in, it causes it to jet down and then come back up and etc. to create that gapping space. So as you can see, this space then this piece goes into this space when you go to sew it shut. So you want to be very conscious of that. So it's a matter of a repeating of a pattern, repeating of a row that creates the up and down motion of the Bargello pillow itself. So what we're going to do is that we're going to create our chain and then we're just gonna work our way across this chain. I think that's probably the hardest thing about this whole thing, because once you get this thing going it's actually pretty simple. It's just this first chain that may just be a little bit of a learning curve for you, but hey, that's what the point of the tutorial is, right? So let's begin and we're gonna crochet across. Are you ready to go? Let's create a slip knot to begin. This is an easy level project, and once you get this first chain section done then it gets really quite easy. So what we're going to do is that you're going to chain 61. So you can either use this 16mm size Q. I'm using a size N 10mm hook, and you just want to chain 61. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Go all the way to 61 for me. We'll be back here in just a moment. So once you get your 61, I have a smaller sample that I will be showing to you in a moment. So what's gonna happen is that you're gonna go 4th chain from the hook and you're gonna double crochet the next 2. Then you're going to chain 3 and slip stitch to the next chain that you see. Then you are then going to skip over the next 3 and double crochet in the next 2. So I'm gonna take my time. I'm sorry if it's too slow for some people, so I'm gonna take my time. So it's gonna go 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, turn it over and get the back loop only of that 4th one. And I want you to double crochet into that one. So just go in and pull through 2 and 2. So it's double crochet and then double crochet in the next chain. So using the back loop of the chain. You're now going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and I want you to slip stitch to the next chain available. So just going into the next chain and pull through and through. So this is a top section, so we're now going to dimp down and then keep on going. So to do that we are then going to skip the next 3. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and I want you to double crochet into that one plus its friend next door, so the next one, so 2 in a row. Now what I want you to do is that we want to skip 3 more chains, so 1, 2 and 3, and in the third chain I want you to go to slip stitch, so just going in. Now we have to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and the next 2 are double crochets. So going into the next chain and the one after that. Okay, let's take a pause for a second. So you see you were up and then down, and now you're back up. So to come back down you're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then come down to the next chain available. So now we're gonna go down and create a new section. So to do that you skip 3, so 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th, and you're going to double crochet. And then go and double crochet the next one, and now to come back up you're gonna skip to the 3rd one, so 1, 2, 3, and the 3rd one you're going to slip stitch, then you're going to chain 3, and you keep in that motion going all the way across. So you're gonna have these up and downs that you see. When you get to the very final edge you'll have 3 chains left, which I can see here, and I want to double crochet in each of the remaining 3. So 1, 2 and 3. And that's it. So you would just go all the way across like that. The goal is to make sure that your outsides are at the same height so that this thing can puzzle together. You're going to keep the same yarn, and now you are going to continue then and turn your work and go up into row number 1. So let's go on to row number 1. In row number 1 we're not gonna concentrate on any of the back loops. That's not in this row. So we're going to chain up 3 to start with a double crochet. So chain 3 equals a double crochet, and you're gonna double crochet into 2 of the ones that are already there. So just double crochet as normal. And so now we have a problem, and the problem is that where we're ending and where the next one is, there's a dip. So we have to get ourselves down there. To do that you're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch to this chain. Okay, so slip down, and then you're ready to be there. So there's only 2 stitches that are there. It's these 2. So you're gonna double crochet 1 into each. So slipping, or sorry, double crocheting into that. Now the problem is that the next stitch is gonna be up higher. So we have to slip stitch to this chain that we run into next. So just slip and stitch into the chain, and that makes it equal, and then chain 3 to build up. So 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet into the 2 that exist. And now we have to go down again. So to go down you're gonna chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, slip stitch to this chain to get yourself back to where you need to be for height wise, so that you can play down here. So then there's only 2 down there, so you're just gonna double crochet in each of the 2 and then move back up. To move back up you're going to slip stitch to this next chain at the top of the chain, and you're gonna do that all the way across, so you can see it's thickening things up. So what we have here to do the final is that you chain up 3, and then you're gonna double crochet in all the remaining. So the 2 double crochets that are there plus the turning chain. Now because you've gone 2 rows of this color, we're going to introduce a secondary color. So go into the chain work, never go into a space, and just double crochet, and do not finish it, leave on an extra loop. And what we're going to do is that we're going to introduce a secondary color, that I'm gonna bring off camera right now. And so I want you to create a slip knot first. It'll help lock it, and then pull that final color through the final stitch. And then let's turn our work and then begin the next rows. So the next 2 rows are considered the repeats. So we got ourselves established. There's no back loops used at all at this point, but it will be used then in the future of this next 2 rows, which will keep repeating over and over, and we just keep changing our yarn at the end. So we have to build up to start, so we're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now here's the catch this time around. Each one of these we have to go into the back loop only. So if you're new to crochet, each of the stitches is made up of 2 strands. The first one is your front loop, just like you see, and the other strand that's away from you is your back loop. You're only gonna play in the back loops now going forward for the remaining of this entire pillow. So wrapping the hook and going into the back loop only, so just sinking down into the back loop, noticing that I'm going up over top of the straggler to get rid of it, just out of my way, and I'm going to double crochet around the back loop only, and I'm doing that for the first 2 because you're running out of double crochets. And I'm gonna kick that straggler, just tighten it up a bit, and then kick it to the back side. Now I need to come back down to do this section here, so I'm gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then just slip stitch to the top of this chain. So now I'm equal for this other height that's down here. So the 2 middle ones only, okay, there's only 2 double crochets in the middle, just back loop them, double crochet. This creates texture that you see within the pillow. And there's only 2 down there, and then you're going to slip stitch to the next chain to bring yourself back up. To get the height you need to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then the next 2 are each back post double crochet. Now we need to come back down again, so chain 3 and then back down, slipping it, and now you're equal to this level here. So back post or back loop, sorry, double crochet the first 2. It's the only 2 down there, and then slip stitch to the chain 3, and then you're gonna do that all the way across. This is what it looks like, and then you're gonna come to the very final edge, so you're gonna chain up 3, and then in the back post only you're going to put in your double crochets, and you can even do the back post of the turning chain as well. So you're gonna keep this color on. So when you get back here, this is the color that we started with. We're gonna change it when we get back. So you turn your work, and let's go back in the other direction. So it's exactly what you just did, and we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then the first 2 that you run into are back loop double crochets. Okay, so what's my problem now? My next ones are down here, so I gotta get there. So I gotta chain 3 to go down and slip stitch it, and then I'm down, I'm ready. So these 2 I'm going to go in the back loop only, double crochet to work my way across that, and then I slip stitch it to the next chain, and then come on back up. So chain 3 and then double crochet the first 2. It's the only 2 there, and then go back down. So chain 3 to go back down, slip stitch it to the chain. Now you're at the equal height again, and continue to go back loop double crochet, and eventually you'll hit the other side. So just get yourself back up. So just slip it, chain 3, and then back post or back loop double crochet. So you've gone across now with this color. So you've been there and back. So on the very final one, don't pull through everything, just let this one fall, tighten things back up, and just with tautness, okay, just pull that through as your final stitch, and now just kind of give it a stretch so it doesn't warp your project, and then you're ready to go with your new color. So that's all you have to do with this whole thing. So to restart is just like as you already know it. So chain 3 and go into the back loop only, and then back down. So chain 3 to go down, slip it, and then back loop, double crochet down here. So all you just need to do is go back and forth. For the main pillow itself, it said it was 48 inches, but if you're gonna substitute your pillows, just this is all, it's all one piece units, so this space will fit into this space, and you just sew everything completely shut with the whip stitch and everything would be good to go. So this would be how you would complete the stitch work in order to do the Mellow Bargello Crochet Pillow, just like so. And this is featuring the brand new yarn called Bernat ColorWhirl. Hopefully that you've enjoyed, and we've done this kind of concept in the past, and it's actually really kind of fun and easy. Till next time, have a good one. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye. Captured you in a foggy cloud, baby.